Hi, thank you for joining me for the Aries Tarotscope for September. Okay, Aries, I hope you can hear me okay. It's wicked hot here, so I do have the fans and air conditioning going, but I have my microphone close to my mouth and I'm just trying to speak softly into it, hoping that's all that it will pick up, but I'll have to tinker with the sound. Alright, so this is your Tarotscope for September. Let's get going. So the first card jumped out of the deck, the Five of Pentacles, so you're going to start the month with some kind of a feeling of loss, Aries. There's something that you're going to lose, like it may be feeling that you've lost money, or you've lost reputation, or you could have lost a relationship, a friend, a coworker. Usually this kind of a loss does not portend death of any kind, so I don't think it's a death, but I do think that you need to be ready for the fact that, it's going to feel rough at the beginning of September. You also have the Five of Cups, which is also grief and grieving over a loss, but you do have the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords tells me that you're going to be depending upon the foundation of your life, which is most likely your family, your lifestyle, how you usually get through your day-to-day. But grieving is a difficult process. You have to give it time. You have to allow yourself the grace to accept help from others, and you also have to allow yourself to take all the time that you need in order to grieve, and realize that at some point, if you can see in this card where my finger is pointing, there is a little green branch in this card. And that little green branch is hope. That little green branch is a piece of life. It is a green branch, meaning it's a young branch, it's growth, it's a plant, it's fertility, it's hope, it's newness, it's the future. So all is not lost. You are grieving, and that deserves respect, but there is hope that things will bloom again. Hope will come again, love will come again, friendship will come again. So don't despair is what the message is here. And the Four of Swords being a foundational card, now in other decks this card is one of solitude, of retreat, of almost entombing oneself in order to get away from normal everyday life. But that is not the case with this deck. This deck has the Four of Swords, the four men sitting communally all around the swords, placed almost ceremoniously on a blanket. And what this says to me is that the swords are an important part of life. And you can't probably discern it from the camera, but the design on the blanket is the sign for Jupiter with stars all around it. Now Jupiter is also a hopeful sign. Jupiter is luck, Jupiter is boon, Jupiter is expansion, Jupiter is bounty. So the foundation of your life is luck, is bounty, is good fortune. So again, don't despair, but honor your grief. And the Five of Cups, of course, is grief. This person feels like they've lost everything. None of their cups are up. Everything has turned over. Let's see if I can see anything coming out that's interesting. Yeah, she is alone, and outside the weather looks bad, and out of the cups come a few drops of her wine, and the flower on the table is losing its blossom, its petals. So it's difficult for this person to get through the day, but don't despair, don't give up hope, Aries. It's not all as bad as it seems. In the second week, we have the Queen of Swords. So you will have a friend, somebody who will help you with her words, her ideas, her concepts, somebody who is a friend who can understand you, understand your situation, and begin to help you come out of the hole. Next to her, the bird in the corner here, I think is a dove, and that's a bird of peace, of hope, of caring, of nurturing, of healing. And also the flower there is not a lily, not indicating death, but I'm not quite sure what it is. She is very secure, she's very knowledgeable, and she has seen life. She is not a young girl. She's a mature woman who has seen life, and she will be able to help you. The Three of Swords shows that the grief is carrying on, and it would. I wouldn't expect that it would be done in a week or two. It's probably going to take you months, if not a couple of years, to really thoroughly grieve this, whatever this loss was. So it's a big loss. It's not just like you got fired or something. It's a big loss. And this card, the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this is a memorial service of some kind to memorialize and honor whatever was lost, whatever it was. And I'm not saying it's the death of a person, but it could be other things as well. And then we have the Prince of Wands and Aries. This is you. This is you with the sun shining at your back, with the crown of Shiva on your forehead, with the sign of Leo the lion, and a lion on your shield. So you have a lion's heart. You have the ability to go on and to see into your own heart and to see that life will go on. And you now have a new mission in your life. This loss has really hit you and really informed the next direction of your life. In the third week, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups usually is the person who is walking away from a bad situation. In this deck, it shows someone who is just forlorn, who is just sitting there, but notice that quite a few of his cups are upright. He is not without hope. He is not without some form of solace around him. And I'm not saying that the drink is his solace. I'm saying that there is some kind of something of value in the cups that he has to begin to recognize, yet he is so forlorn he can't recognize them yet. And this card actually shows up right next to the Queen of Swords. So I'm thinking that the Queen of Swords is going to help you to notice that you still have things in your cup. Unfortunately, God, there's a lot of sad cards in this, Aries. I'm so sorry, but you do have a Tower moment. Now, in this case, with all of this stuff happening around you, I'm going to say that this Tower moment shifts you, shifts your reality, shifts the paradigm of your life, and allows you to see things in a completely new way. This often happens when we go through profound things in our life. It often helps us to shift our perspective and see things in a new way. Now, it's just not going to do, Aries, for you to just play the victim and see yourself as a victim. However, once again, I want to say that you need to honor your grief. You need to honor whatever you're going through and the pain that it has caused you. This is, no joke. This is something very real in your life that you're going through. So I'm not saying, snap out of it. I'm saying, no, grieve. Go through the whole process. The third card in the third week is the Two of Swords. And in this deck, the Two of Swords, rather than being the blindfolded woman, is a woman sitting with her cat near a lagoon or bog, and she's got one foot touching the water. That's very important, that foot. That means that she is reaching out for healing. And her decision is, am I ready to reach out for healing or not? Am I ready to go forward or not? Now the cat knows. The cat knows that she's ready. But if she doesn't feel emotionally ready, then she needs to wait. And that's you. You need to honor what is going on with you. The fourth week looks a lot more hopeful. We have the Hierophant. This is some sort of a religious person or authoritative person who can perhaps give you some guidance in the way forward. This could be, it doesn't have to be religious. It could be just somebody who has a really, really good philosophy that you believe in, and you may actually be going to this person for help, for some advice. It could be a counselor, it could be a therapist, it could be a legal person, it could be somebody who is in charge of an organization that has rules. And this is going to help you with your grief. I think this whole thing is about your grief and loss. And I think that what you're going to find when you come out of that is, yes, the memories of the loss of the person or the thing lost is going to haunt you, but there are more opportunities in front of you. It's going to take a while before you can really see what those opportunities can mean to you, but you are on the way to seeing them, because you are on the way to reaching out to others and asking for healing. You are on the way to that. That is happening for you. And the final outcome is glorious. It's the Magician. So with the Tower moment and the shift in paradigm, you are going to find that there is hope, and you are the hope. You are the way out. You are the way to your new direction in life and your future. So this is hopeful. The Prince of Wands, even a few weeks after your moment of grief, you're going to be hopeful and know that you yourself are going to pull you towards the future. And then you'll have this Tower moment. It seals the deal. Yes, I have to dedicate my life in a different direction. And at the end of the month, you will be finding yourself as the Magician, mastering all of your resources and bringing them into play in order to take your life in a new direction. Very powerful reading, Aries. Very, very powerful. Now I pulled 2 oracle cards. One is from one is Black Moon Astrology cards from Susan Shepard. And the other one is Moonology, Manifestation Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland, artwork by Lori Mena. So let's look first at the astrological cards, which came up with Mars force. Now Mars is your ruling planet, Aries, and we're going to have a very interesting time with Mars coming up here. It has gone into the sign of Gemini, which is going to be very interesting for you, especially in the arena of your talents, resources, and income. Now let's see what this says for you. The Mars card suggests there's something you may have to fight for. The red planet, fiery Mars, is named after the god of war and agriculture, the primary military deity among the Romans. All festivals for Mars in ancient Rome were in March, the month that heralds in the solar time of Aries, the sign that Mars rules. Okay, we could read all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. You may feel overall that you want to fight things, and that may be your first instinct with the Prince of Wands, is you may feel like it's not fair, why is this happening to me or to us, it shouldn't be, I've got to fight. But fighting against the universe is not really going to work. So depending on how strong Mars is in your chart and where it is in your chart, you may direct your Mars energy in a completely different way. But you are being challenged definitely to protect your own interests and to move ahead quickly, even though you're feeling this difficult emotional strain. There are struggles here, there are challenges, there are things having to do with perhaps the military, sports events, law enforcement, but you yourself will ultimately find that you are the person who is moving ahead and trying to make things work. And I would caution you against using anger and aggression in order to get what you want. I would really, really advise you to seek out advice from somebody that you respect and try your hardest to put that advice into motion. Now let's look at the other card, the Moonology card. Last quarter moon in Sagittarius, practice gratitude. Here is the card. I love the artwork on these cards. They're a little bit fantastical, but they're also very realistic. They make it very, very easy to imagine what's going on in the card. Yasmin Boland, I believe, is from New Zealand. The good news is that even though you have some issues that need tackling, they're nothing that you can't manage. More good news is that the best way for you to clear the air and reach a breakthrough right now, so you can get your life to go the way you wish it to, is to have a good old-fashioned laugh. It's all too easy to take life too seriously. This card urges you to take a lighter approach to life if you want to manifest your dream. So she's suggesting crystals to work with while you're going through this, and this is Amazonite, gold tiger's eye, blue tiger's eye, citrine, lapis lazuli, or any agate. Choose one and hold it while you meditate. Visualize a stunning blue-green light swirling around you. Alternately, keep your crystal close by as you work through your situation, or use 5 or 6 to make a crystal grid. That's interesting. It says the last quarter moon in Sagittarius takes place when the sun is in Pisces and the moon is in Sagittarius. It knows that some fires should be left burning. So the sun won't be in Pisces until next year, about 6 months from now. So about 6 months from now, you may find that you have a revelation about this whole situation. So keep that in mind. Mark your calendar. Revelation's coming when the sun is in Pisces and the moon's in Sagittarius, which is going to be sometime, I'm going to guess, in March, but I don't have an ephemeris on me. All right, Aries, so that's the reading for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave me some comments down below. Please check out my website. If you're in the New York area and you want to go to the New York Renaissance Fair, I'm still reading there until October 9th. You can't make appointments on my website for that fair. You can only make appointments for the New Jersey fairs, but you can see all the details about the Ren Fair. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.